Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 15 February 2024, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and that's exactly what we have for you, and it is a monster. 40 items for your consideration this evening. Before we get into the meat of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'll also print them in the description underneath this video. Speaking of the description, there's lots of important information in there. Right at the very top, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first among them is called a primer for buyers. That is pertinent, especially if you are new to this weekly sales event. It explains in 38 minutes, in great detail, how we do things and why on this weekly sales event. So if you are new, please give that a watch. It'll make your purchase experience go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how this all works from the consignors perspective. So if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your collection, please watch that. It'll answer most of your questions. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the ApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in that description that's so important, those 3 links at the top, then the terms in the middle, and at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left and pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you will generally see 2 numbers. The one on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right is the price as sharpened by the ApostleP Knife Service. And there will be next day sharpening this week for the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened from this sale. If you want your knife sharpened and it falls outside the first 4, let not your heart be troubled. It'll ship to you within 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of a price for any particular item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send any inquiries or I'll take it's on any item that's marked sold exclamation point in all caps. I think that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we're on to the fresh stuff because there are no leftovers from last week. And the first one tonight is from Tucson. And the model is the TS223. Tucson just continues to make better knives. This one is kind of special, I think. We've got a 4 11/16 handle, kind of a titanium bolster lock affair with fluted carbon fiber scales, a right-hand tip-up milled titanium pocket clip, sort of a plain finished titanium backspacer, steel insert on the lock interface, and it's a ball bearing flipper. The blade is M390, 3 5/8 inches in length. Kind of a bellied drop point. Nice pivot, nice hardware. Ball bearing action smooth and silky. Flipper has great traction, flips well. There's your lock engagement. Blade centering, I wrote very close. I think it favors the right side just slightly as you're looking at it. So you could probably loosen the pivot and make it centered if you'd like. Condition on this, you know, I wrote like new in box, but I see a little tiny scratch in the pivot. So we'll call it near mint in box. These are $149 currently available on Amazon. Let's do 110 like it is, 140 if you like it with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Tucson TS223. Next up, we ran the the inverse of this knife last week. It was called the invert. And I couldn't remember the name of the OG. We have the OG this week. It's from Qvist. It is the Variant PE2, or Production Edition 2. Here's the knife. And this is the variant of the variant scaled in titanium with black hardware and a black blade. It's kind of a sway back, front flipper. Look at that. Son of a gun. We got a deep carry pocket clip that's going to be right hand only. Stainless steel liner lock, black coated. Hard to see in there, but the lockup is pretty early. The blade looks like a tumbled DLC. Kind of a fat Wharncliffe and 14C28N. 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle. Lockup is rock solid. It is a ball bearing pivot with an opening hole, or a front flipper. Look, I flipped it better than I opened it with the hole. Anywho, lockup dead solid. Centering will be very hard to see. Let's see if I can. There you go. It's down the middle. I'm calling it perfect. We'll call this one like new in box. These are out of stock in this configuration. I think there are some micarta, maybe some G10 examples available, but these are gone. When they were available, they were 99 bucks web retail. This is like new in box. Your price $70 like it is. 95 with an ApostleP edge. The Qvist Variant PE2 in titanium. Next up, we had one of these last week and we got two more this week. From C. Risner Traditional Pocket Knives, we have another Ohio River jack, which is kind of a coffin jack. Fusion knife, right? Slip joint mechanism, modern construction and materials. Integral titanium frame on each side. Bolsters and liners are milled from the same piece of titanium. We've got some green canvas micarta. It is a half-stop mechanism. Blade is in M390. So the closed length is 3 3/4. The blade is 2 15/16. Long pulls on either side of the Wharncliffe blade. M390. I'm going to call this an 8-pull. Beautiful walk and talk. Centering is dead straight down the middle. Condition on this one, like new in the box. And these are currently available new, I think, in this cover for $125. We're going to do $75 on this one, $100 if you'd like it with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the C. Risner Ohio River Jack Green Wharnie. Next up, we have another one from C. Risner. And it's another Ohio River Jack, but this one is scaled in natural canvas micarta, or covered. And the blade is a sheep's foot in M390. So 3 3/4 inch handle, 2 15/16 blade in M390. This one might have a little lighter pull. I'm going to call it a 7. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition, like new in the box. Pretty well made knife with those titanium frame slabs. Nice robust back spring. It's like new in the box. These are $125 web retail. We're going to do it at $75 like it is. $100 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. This is the C. Risner Ohio River Jack. It'll say Nat Sheep for natural canvas and sheep's foot in your inventory. Next up, we have one from Vosteed. Very well packaged, the Vosteed knives. You got an outer sleeve. We have an inner tin that's nicely sort of vinyl coated. And be careful in your I'll-take-its because we have 3 Vosteeds, all the same model in different configurations. This one is going to say the Vosteed Nightshade thumbhole green and black. So we got green canvas micarta, brass pivot collars, pocket clip will be tip up deep carry right hand only. The handle is 4 5/16 inches in length. This opens via a thumb hole and it's on a ball bearing pivot. Blade is 154 cm, 3 5/16 inches in length. What was that Ed Shemp knife for Spyderco that had this sort of profile? It's almost like a folding kukri. Pretty cool. Kind of a canted leaf-shaped blade. Ground nice and thinly, very nice and thinly. Liner lock mechanism locks up nice and early. It's rock solid. Ball bearing action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. Condition is like new in the box. These are out of stock. Web retail when they were available was $72. We're going to do this one at $50. It is like new in the box, $75 with my edge. The Vosteed Nightshade thumb hole, green and black. Why so detailed? Well, because next we have the second Vosteed Nightshade. Comes in that same nice packaging, outer box, inner sleeve. Probably some goodies inside the tin. This will say Nightshade thumb hole, purple and satin. It is purple. I think that's canvas micarta, is it? What is it? I'm sorry, it's G10. So the same 4 5/16 handle, same right hand tip up deep carry clip, but this is polished. All the hardware is bright on this one. Little gray G10 pivot collar. Thumb hole actuation on that sort of folding kukri style blade. Steel is 154 cm. The blade length is 3 5/16. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism locks up thusly. It is rock solid. Beautiful ball bearing pivot. And perfect centering. Condition like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $72. Web retail. Let's do 50. Shipped priority mail all in. And then 75 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Vosteed Nightshade thumb hole, purple and satin. Next up is the last of our Vosteeds this evening. Same outer sleeve, same inner tin. And this is also a Nightshade, but this is a little different. Scaled in black G10. 4 5/16 handle, bright hardware, right hand tip up deep carry clip. But this one, same ball bearing pivot, but it's a flipper and a pretty well designed flipper, I got to say. No thumb hole, just a smooth kind of drop leaf blade. 154 cm is your blade steel, blade length 3 5/16. Stainless steel liner lock is right there. Lockup is rock solid. Ball bearings are sweet. Centering's perfect. This is in your inventory as Vosteed Nightshade Flipper Black G10. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $69 web retail. We're going to do $49 on this one. $74 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available. Next up, it's, I think, our one and only Kizer in tonight's sale. And here it is. The poorly printed label says it's the V4477C1 Roach Mini or Mini Roach. Very cool scales on this little knife. OD green G10, very crisply milled in a honeycomb pattern. Gear pattern G10 backspacer, all black hardware. Tip up deep carry clip will be right hand only. It is a ball bearing flipper. Nice flipping action. The blade is a very nicely stone washed 154 cm affair. Kind of a swedged spear point, kind of fat. You also have an opening hole option on this one. Blade length 3 inches. Handle is 4 1/8. Stainless steel liner lock. The liners are blackened. Locks up nice and early. Rock solid lockup. Ought to be very nice in the hand. It is. Everything is squared away. Blade centering dead down the middle. Let's see. We're going to call this like new in the box. These are available. I believe I found this configuration in stock for $75 web retail. Let's do 50 like it is. 75 with an ApostleP edge. Those prices are all in, shipped priority mail. And next day sharpening is available if you so desire. The Kizer Roach Mini. Next up, we've got a little run of knives I've never heard of or seen before. This one, interesting because not much identification on the box except bgptknife.com. It is from Bridgeport Knife Company and it is the model 395. Model 395. And everything is so sterile. No billboarding whatsoever. So what we got here is a stainless steel liner lock knife that is scaled in titanium, and lots of titanium on this knife. Both scales, the fill tab for the ambidextrous tip-up milled titanium clip, stonewash finish everywhere. Now this is a ball bearing pivot knife, but it opens with a long thumb slot. Would you call that a modified reverse tato? I don't know, maybe. Blade is 14C28N. This is not the newer 20CV version, so you're going to get a screaming deal. 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle. As I said, stainless steel liner lock locks up just where you want it to. Rock solid. Ball bearings are sweet. Centering is... what am I saying here? I wrote perfect, but I think it might favor the liner side ever so slightly. These are out of stock, this first version. They were $128 web retail. We're going to do $100 on this one, like it is, $125 sharpened. And remember, if you really want a 20 CV bladed version, you can go to Bridgeport's website and buy one for $200. Or for half of that, you can have this one. So 100 like it is, 125 sharpened on the Bridgeport 395. Next up, I'll be astounded if I don't knock something over because I have a long reach for this one. There's your box. Just a skull, nothing but a skull. Interesting because it's a Sparrow Knife Company production Strix. S-T-R-I-X is the model. This is version 2 in micarta, and you're looking at number 46 of 78. Okay. Very interesting piece. And frankly, this version, which I think is kind of the OG, seems to have more detail than the stuff that's currently available on Sparrow's website. Pretty nicely done. Look how that micarta scale meets the titanium. Very, very well machined knife. So titanium frame lock steel inserted, kind of a fine gear pattern titanium backspacer with a lanyard hole, milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip, front flipper that I can actually flip. You have a harpoon sheep's foot blade, I guess for lack of a better term, in M390, very nicely ground, a coarse grinder satin on the poon and the hollow grind. And then, what is that, like a horizontal satin on the flats. M390 blade, 3 7/16 inches in length, the handle 4 11/16. There is the lockup engagement, which is pretty early on the steel inserted titanium frame lock, but very secure. Kind of got a forward choil. No need for jimping. Ball bearing pivot. Dead centering. Yeah, how about that? You do have to get your index finger out of the way because that flipper wraps way back to here, so when you close the knife, yeah. Very cool. Number 46 of 78, perfect mechanics, like new in the box. These are out of stock at $345 web retail. I found one sold listing on eBay for this exact configuration of the Strix. Guess what? It brought $556. And frankly, all the Sparrows are doing big money. This one, $300 like it is. $330 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Sparrow Knife Company Production Strix version 1. Next up. Is Monterey Bay Knife Company old enough that we have an OG? I think it is. I think this is a Ray Laconico design. That would make sense, wouldn't it? It is the Monterey Bay Old Guard Horncliffe, or Wharnie. Wharnie. Nice bead blasted. It's almost orange peeled titanium. I'm not sure how they got that. It's very cool. Super simple, right? Plain titanium backspacer, slotted milled titanium clip, right hand tip up. I like this. Why? Because it has phosphor bronze washers and thumb studs. It is a liner lock, and the liner lock is stainless steel. So you have stainless steel clad ZDP 189. I think you can see the demarcation line there. Kind of a bellied Wharncliffe in ZDP, 3 9/16 blade, 4 5/8 handle. There's the engagement on your liner lock. Dead rock solid. Phosphor bronze action is luscious. Detent's perfect. It flicks out like a rocket. Centering's perfect. Condition near mint to like new in pouch. These are discontinued and out of stock. I found one sold listing for this, the same exact configured knife as this one. It was $315 is what it sold for on eBay. This one can be yours. $250 like it is. $250 like it is. $275 with my edge. The Monterey Bay Old. Next up, another knife I have never seen one of. And it's another pretty cool blade. On the pouch, it says Dan Carraher. We have a card included. Dan Carraher knives. This is Dan's model 904, and it is an integral titanium handle knife. Bladed in M390, titanium handle, set and finish, standard size. Look at that little beauty. Very squared away design. Slightly crowned. Titanium handle. Integral construction. I love how Dan has signed the spine. The pocket clip is, look at that. It's milled titanium, but it's deep carry. Look at the way that wraps. And it fastens from the inside. Super clean. The steel inserted titanium frame lock is super well done. Just a little difference in finish between the insert and the locking leaf, just to show a little contrast. Different materials too, obviously. The pivot collar acts as an over travel stop. It is a ball bearing flipper. Kind of a harpoon spear point with a little compound grind going on. Blade is M390. Blade length is 3 3/16. The handle is 4 5/16. There's your lock engagement. That's just beautiful. It is dead rock solid. Perfectly executed sharpening choil. Super silky ball bearings. Those got to be ceramic, just by how they feel. Centering is absolutely dead down the middle. Beautiful flipping action. Nice and hydraulic. Solid feeling. Nicely done. What can I tell you? Like new in pouch. You can order one of these from Dan for $425 brand new. Or just buy this one, $325 like it is. $360 with my edge. That's right, because that blade's going to be a nightmare to sharpen. Thus the name Nightmare Grind. But next day sharpening is available. That's the Dan Carraher 904 Integral. Next up. Oops. We had the big brother to this knife last week, and this week it's another one from Hogue and Doug Ritter. It's the Mini RSK Mark 1 G2 Sprint Run Magna cut blade, milled carbon fiber handle. Look at that little beauty, would you? Gorgeous sunburst milled carbon fiber, able lock, ambidextrous tip up deep carry pocket clip, phosphor bronze washers, thumb stud deployment, blade length in gorgeous stonewashed Magna cut 2 13/16, handle length 4 inches, rock solid lockup, perfect action. I wrote very, very close for blade centering because when I looked, I don't know, it could be perfect. It's awful close. It might favor the right as you're looking at it, very, very slightly. That's just picking nits. Like new in box. These are out of stock. They ran them once. I found one sold listing on eBay for this knife. It was $257 shipped. This one, $220 like it is, $250 with my edge. The Hogue Ritter 54-120 Mini RSK CF and Magna cut. Next up, I used to have this knife naked. This one is the murdered version from Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in black with a crew wear blade. This is the Knife Center exclusive, long out of stock, in smooth black G10, all murdered with a blade of CPM crew wear. We know our dimensions, don't we? And this has a 3.5-inch blade, a 4 13/16 handle, has a compression lock, bushing pivot on phosphor bronze. It's solid. It free drops. It's everything you want a Paramilitary 2 to be. Condition, I'm calling it near mint to like new in box. They are discontinued and out of stock for a while. Found one of these in sold listings on eBay. It did $198. This one, let's see, how's the centering? The centering be perfect. Everything beautiful on this knife. It's going to be $190 shipped priority mail, $215 with my edge. Spyderco Para 2 smooth black G10 and crew wear. Next up, we got the Rob's pick for tonight. It's another Spidey. It's another one from Golden, and it's another Paramilitary 2. But plain red CF, I guess you would decode that model name. What we got here, boys, is a Smoky Mountain Knife Works dealer exclusive Para 2, scaled in red lava flow carbon fiber from Fat Carbon, bright hardware, satin blade, and the blade is, wait for it, CPM M4. Let's see, how's the lockup? It's dead rock solid. The blade drops freely. It is perfectly centered. The condition is like new in the box. It's the nicest one of these you're going to find. They are discontinued and out of stock at Smoky Mountain. Sold listings on eBay. Kind of a large range. I'm not sure why. The lowest one I found was $231. There must have been something wrong with it. Most of them were up in the high 200s, all the way up to 300 bucks sold listings. This one, I guess it'd be the cheapest one, 230 like it is. 260 with an ApostleP edge, the Spyderco Pair 2 Red Lava by Fat Carbon and M4. Yeah. Next up, I need you guys to save me from myself. We have another Spyderco. Whoops. This one also made in Golden, Colorado, USA. Earth. It is the Native Chief in natural G10 with a black blade. You're going to know who ordered this one exclusively. That's right. It's a Blade HQ. Dealer exclusive. The Jade G10 and the black hardware just play so well together. Oh. And out that handle is going to come a 4 1/16 inch blade, DLC coated in CPM M4. The handle, 5 1/16. It's just my favorite large blade Spyderco ever. Rock solid mid-lock lockup, free action on the bushing pivot. But I will say this, it's going to be under spring tension almost from there. It's a robustly built thin knife. Centering very hard to see, but it's perfect. Like new in the box. These are out of stock at Blade HQ. It doesn't matter how much they cost because you can't buy a new one. I can tell you this, sold listings on eBay ranging between $228 and $270 for knives in similar condition. Your price on this like new in-box example, 200 bucks like it is, 230 with an ApostleP edge and next day sharpening is available. That's the Native Chief, Jade, and black M4. Next up, more Spidey. This must be a nice one because it doesn't have a box. It just has that pouch. It says it's made in Taiwan. It's the Subvert plain edge in carbon fiber. The Subvert. I always forget who designed this knife. Who did design this knife? Oh, Nati Amor. I have no idea where Nati Amor hails from. It could be a little Asian. It could be a little Italian. You guys might know. Look at that wicked looking knife, would you? Yeah. So we've got a 4 1/8 inch blade in CPM 20 CV. A handle 5 3/16 inches in length in milled carbon fiber, a very fine mill texture. Super thick titanium liner lock knife, no steel insert, perfectly carburized because there's no stick, there's no slip, it's just beautiful. Washered in phosphor bronze, no ball bearings, and it opens with a hole. Let's see, how does it open? Oh, almost a free dropper. Man, that weight forward blade just flies out of the handle. Very nice indeed. The lockup is dead rock solid. The blade centering, well, it's right there, right down the middle. Maybe that's the way we need to be looking at them, like that. Yeah. We'll call it like new in box. I don't see any reason not to. Anywho, these are discontinued and out of stock. They were a sprint run. When they were available, they had Spyderco map price of $420. This one, $325 like it is, $355 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Spyderco Subvert. Next up, we have some Hinderer odds and ends, two different sale items. The first one is going to be called the Hinderer Hardware Bundle. So what do you get with it? Well, in this bag, you have a small bag of 8 Teflon washers. So I think that's 4 big and 4 little. And then 12 clip screws. In this bag, I have the same set of 8, so four large, 4 small phosphor bronze washers, and another dozen clip screws. So it gives you 24 clip screws total, and enough washers for 8 knives in 2 different materials. How about that? And you're also going to get an Irwin Tool brand spanner for your Hinderer knife. How about that? Yeah, and you get the whole shooting match for 25 bucks, shipped priority mail. Huh. No need to sharpen. Next up, another Hinderer accessory. It appears to be a genuine Rick Hinderer Knives XM 18 3.5-inch scale in black and brown G10, and it's the Faux Bolster model. So the black and brown are layered, and then brown is on top. They leave that all there in the bolster area, and then they put their standard Hinderer mill pattern on the back. Pretty cool. I actually sold a knife with identical scale to this a few weeks ago. It looked awesome. So I think they don't have this particular one in stock anymore on Hinderer's website, but it would have been 65 bucks. You can buy this one for 40, and it is like new in baggy. 40 bucks shipped priority mail on the Hinderer Faux Bolster scale. Time to turn the page. It is. Let's see. All righty. Next up, we have one from Civivi. The model inside is the C907O, the C9070 Elementum, and I betcha it was a Blade HQ dealer exclusive. What do you think? We have Jade G10 scales. We have blackened stainless steel liners. Now this is interesting. I'm not sure how this happened. When I look at Blade HQ, it shows a deep carry blackened stainless steel pocket clip. This has a DLC coated milled titanium right hand tip up clip, so a little upgrade. There is no spring clip in the box, by the way. It is a ball bearing Flipper S35 VM blade, 2 15/16 inches in length. Kind of a tumbled DLC. Just a gorgeous blade on the Elementum. There is your lockup on the stainless steel liner. It is rock solid. Not really a finger choil, but you can definitely sneak forward on these. 2 15/16 blade, 4-inch handle. Ball bearings are super smooth. Blade centering is perfect. Condition, I'm calling it like new in box, but obviously the clip has been swapped to a better one. These are discontinued and out of stock at Blade HQ. They were 80 bucks when they were in stock with a much less cool clip. This one can be yours, 60 like it is, 85 with an ApostleP edge. That's the C9070 Elementum. Next up, we have one from Spartan Blades, made in Taiwan, the field grade Spartan. And the model inside is the Astor. Scaled in coarsely textured, but not oppressively so. OD green G10. Obviously a Les George design, right? Fill tab for the lefties when you want to flip the clip. It is a deep carry ambidextrous tip-up clip. Just a couple little nicks in the clip. Who cares? It's a field grade knife. The blade is very less, wouldn't you say? CTS XHP is your steel blade, is 3 5/8 inches long. Handle 4 5/8 inches long. Pretty efficient blade to handle because the pivot's so close to the end. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Nice robust liner. It locks up deeply and nicely. Rock solid. Phosphor bronze washers and thumb studs, baby. Blade doesn't really drop quite free. It's hard to get that liner all the way out of the way to get the detent off the blade, but it doesn't need to. Blade centering is perfect. So we'll say, I wrote like new in box because I had not seen those little clip scratches, but we'll call it near mint. They're available brand new for 145 bucks online. You can buy this one 95 like it is, 125 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 4. The Spartan Blades Aster. Next up, it looks like we have another Blade HQ exclusive, but this one is a Stinger from Ferrum Forge. Yeah, Jade in black, baby. And look how the pivot looks in that Jade G10. Gear pattern Jade G10 liner, that looks awesome. Right hand deep carry tip up clip. Ball bearing flipper. Tumbled DLC blade. I see a little evidence of use in that coating, but it's very little. Very little. Nitro V blade. Tumbled DLC, 3 1/8 blade, 4 1/8 handle. Early lockup on the stainless steel liner lock. Super free action. Let's see. Blade centering is perfect. Actually, I wrote very close. Why did I write very close? Let me look here. No, it's not perfect. It favors the left ever so slightly. Anyhow. Near mint in box. Blade HQ exclusive. Discontinued, not a stock. When they were available new, they were 90 bucks. This one can be yours for 60 like it is. 85 with my 60 like it is. 85 with my edge, the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Next up, we've got one from Vero Engineering. Comes with a card telling us that this is a Vero Axon second run in M390. It is the liner lock version. DLC blade. And DLC hardware, I guess. This one is going to be scaled in. What are we calling this? I guess natural canvas micarta. All your black hardware. Very nice milled titanium clip on these. And I guess it's a front flipper. I guess. I don't flip it very well. You can also open it with that sort of not quite through slot. It has an M390 blade, 3.5 inches in length. The handle is 4.5. It is a titanium liner lock. And it is solid, but I'm getting some side play. Let's see. I think my pivot might have worked loose a little. It did. There we go. Talk amongst yourselves. Side play gone. All right, there's your lock engagement. Blade centering through all that. Can you see it? It's perfect. Very hard to see. There you go. I don't flick it well. Anyhow, you're also going to get a set of natural G10 scales for this one. Condition will be, I guess, near mint in pouch. These are out of stock with one set of scales. When they were available, they were $336. This one can be yours at $250 like it is, $280 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Vero Engineering Axon liner lock. Next up, we got a little cutie from Three Rivers Manufacturing. It's the Nerd, and the label says black linen, but I don't believe it's linen. I believe it's black canvas micarta. Sure looks like canvas to me. In fact, I'm 99% sure that's what it is. So this is a diminutive little liner lock. Just 3 5/16 inches in closed length. Deep carry, kind of gray finished. Deep carry pocket clip, right hand tip up. Stainless steel liner lock that locks up very securely given the thinness of the locking leaf and the blade. It's on phosphor bronze. I'm going to call that an oval hole, but it doesn't go all the way through. But that's how you open it. And you get one for the lefty too, just in case. But pretty doggone nice little knife in the hand, I think. It's bladed in 20 CV, 2 1/4 inch blade. The action and lockup are beautiful. The centering is as well. Condition will be near mint in box. These are out of stock. When they're available, it would have been $189 web retail. Let's do $150 like it is, $175 sharpened. On the Three Rivers Manufacturing Nerd. Next up, we have one from Demco Knives. It's the AD 20.5. And this is in gray grivery, which is out of stock. You can still buy the black grivery, but not the gray. For now, at least. Both clips are here. The right-hand clip is installed. The lefty clip is in the box. Shark lock mechanism, so you can fling it. You can thumb it. The pivot is ball bearings. Blade steel is AUS 10A. 3 3/16 blade, 4 7/16 handle. Just superb in the hand, any way you want to grip it. Very, very nice. Like new in the box. Actually, I did find these in stock on Amazon. That's the only place I found them. In gray. They're 150 bucks. You can buy the black G10 or the black grivery. I can't remember which knife site I saw them on, but they are less. Down around $1.25, I think. But if you want gray, you can pay $150 on Amazon or $100 for this one. $125 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Demco AD 20.5. Next up, we have one from the Ursus line of Shirogorov knives. And this is the Quantum Ursus in Chromax powdered metal. A very good looking knife. And I love the little mill pattern they've put on that G10. Looks great. So, as per normal Shirogorov construction, titanium frame lock with a steel lock face insert. It's interesting how that milled titanium right-hand tip-up clip kind of tucks into the relief slot to keep it kind of low profile when it's not in use. It's very cool. And of course it's a Shirogorov, so it's ball bearing flipper, operates beautifully. Kind of a faux trailing point in Chromax. Blade length is 3 13/16, handle 5 1/16. Very interesting standoffs. You have one big hourglass and then these 3 little posts. And then a lanyard hole in the frame. Condition on this one will be near mint to like new in box. These are available new for $625. Sold listings on eBay, kind of a big range. They range between $500 and $590. I'll tell you right now though, the couple 3 of them that are down at the low end of that range have orange G10. The more desirable colors are all up in the mid to high 500s. This one can be yours for $525 like it is. $555 if you'd like it to come with an ApostleP edge. That's the Ursus Quantum from Shirogorov. Next up, we have a Leatherman tool for you. No box, but it does come with the nylon pouch with one of the best snaps ever. Let's see, is there any other goodies in there? Nope. This is a Wave Plus from Leatherman. 4 inches in closed length. your standard Leatherman pliers with replaceable wire cutter inserts. You got tools galore. You've got your flat tool holder. You got a can opener. You got scissors. You got a little jeweler's screwdriver and a large flat scraper or screwdriver. And then when we close her up, you got a serrated blade, a plain edge blade, a file, and what do we have over here? Whoops. What's over here? Saw? Yeah. Both blades are 420HC. It is like new, in pouch, no box. Web retail for the Wave Plus is $120. We're going to do this one at $80. Like it is $105. I sharpen the plain edge blade. That's the Leatherman Wave Plus. Next up, I have a Chris Reeve box, but it has inside it a ZT0350. Sort of the last of the Mohicans from the Onion line. So stainless steel liner lock knife, flat but textured G10 scales, blackened old Kershaw butter knife clip that goes all four ways, a little bit of wear in the clip. It is a speed safe spring assist mechanism, DLC coated S30V blade, very oniony, 3 3/16 blade, 4 5/16 handle, I believe, phosphor bronze washers and a spring. And I think you can either flip it or thumb it. It's got a little bit of wear in the DLC, a little bit of wear on the clip, but rock solid lock up and perfect centering. Can you see it? There you go. We'll call it excellent. Wrong box, right? These are still being made for, you can buy them at your favorite online retailer for $189. This one, $110 like it is, $135 with an Apostle-P edge, the ZT0350. Next up, lefty alert, lefty alert. We have one from Emerson. Interesting, they misprinted the box. It's a CQC7 BW BTS lefty. So it looks like a CQC7 because it is. Emerson black G10, flat blade screwdriver, pivot adjustment, kind of a Parkerized long style Emerson clip. Opens with the wave or the disc. I should probably do it left-handed, shouldn't I? Backwards blade, 154 cm, made in, what does that say, 2013? Yeah. It's been sharpened lovingly, not over sharpened at all. Serrations are still plenty sharp. Even the cutting edge is pretty sharp. There is the lockup on your titanium liner lock. No stick, no slip. Action on the Nylotron is Emerson stiff, but still nice. Centering is about perfect on the chisel ground blade. Yeah. Let's see, we'll call it excellent to near mint in box. By the way, 3 3/16 blade, 4 11/16 handle. They're out of stock. Good luck finding a lefty in stock ever, by the way. If you could, it would be $185. This one, $140 like it is, $165 sharpened. The Emerson CQC7 BW lefty. Next up, Benchmade time. First one, 945 BK-1 Mini Osborne. What a sweet little package. Be a great gift for the police officer in your life because it kind of has a little thin blue line thing going on. Black G10 scales, blue liners, blue anodized aluminum standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip, black blade and S30V, 2 7/8 blade, 3 13/16 handle. rock solid lockup. Not quite a free dropper, but eminently flingable. Blade centering is perfect. Yep. We'll call it near mint in box. You can buy one of these brand new at your favorite knife or retailer online for $207. Or just buy this one. $170 like it is, $195 with my edge. Next day sharpening available. The Benchmade 945 BK Mini Osborne. Next up, another one from Benchmade. Whoops. It's my favorite EDC blade of all time, the 940 BK-2004 Osborne Blade HQ exclusive, Jade G10, black hardware, black liners. This wearing a Parkerized deep carry clip, ambidextrous tip up. The blade in Cerakoted CPM M4. Lock up, rock solid. Action, not quite free dropping, but super flingable. Centering, let's do it this way. Yeah, it's so close to perfect. It might favor the left very slightly. Out of stock right now. When they're available, they're $196 at Blade HQ. They're not available right now. Let's do $170 like it is, $200 with my edge. The 940 BK 2004. Next up, another from Benchmade. This, save me boys, save me. It's the 535 BK-4 bug out, milled aluminum and M390. Oh, and I'll tell you what, they anodize these stone-washed aluminum scales after they mill them. This is very smoky compared to other examples I've seen, which to me is quite attractive. Parkerized ambidextrous tip-up deep carry shorty clip, red standoffs, red thumb studs, blade DLC coated M390. Yeah, rock solid lockup. Free drop in action. And the centering is dead down the middle. Condition on this bug out is near mint to like new in box. You can buy one brand new, your favorite retailer. It'll cost you $270. This one, $225 like it is, $255 with an ApostleP edge. Benchmade 535 BK-4 bug out, milled aluminum M390. Next up, we got us another Chris Reeve box without a Chris Reeve knife. This is a Spyderco military in Jade G10 and M4 blade. How about that? Oh, yeah. With bright hardware and a satin blade, by the way. Right hand tip down pocket clip. It's flingable. Oh, yeah. How about a little CPM M4? Lockup is rock solid. There is your engagement. Perfect. No stick, no slip. Centering, dead down the middle. 5.5 handle. 4 1/16 blade. I'm calling this near mint to like new in the wrong box. I don't know if you can see this. The tip grind when sharpened, just a little funky. But you know, you're probably going to have to sharpen it anyway. These are discontinued, not a stock. I found one sold listing on eBay at $227. This one can be yours, $195 like it is, $225 with my edge. That's the Spyderco Military Jade M4 satin. Next up, we're going to do it to you again. A Chris Reeve warranty box, but the knife inside is a Microtech Ultratech Spartan with the bronze apocalyptic finish. You got your black hard anodized aluminum handle. Bronze apocalyptic everywhere. Let's see. Made September of 22. Serial number 254640. There is your Spartan blade in M390. Blade length is 3 5/16. Handle is 5 inches to the end of the carbide glass breaker. Button effort is firm. 100% reliable. These are out of stock. When they were last available, web price for this model would have been $348. Your price on this one's going to be $260. We don't need to sharpen it. It's a pig sticker. The Microtech Ultratech Spartan. Next up, another one from Microtech. This one's going to be model number 169RL-12 GTTA. It's a RAM-LOK manual action stitch single edge in tan G10. And there, ooh, look at that coyote tan. Isn't that gorgeous? It is. Sort of a fine gear pattern titanium backspacer. Right hand tip up pocket clip. It is serial number 384, made March of 23. And the RAM-LOK's pretty interesting. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can you use this to bring it back? I don't know. I really don't know why that's there, but I can't really manipulate it anyhow. It acts a lot like a Benchmade Axis lock with the cartridge and coil spring, like a Benchmade Anthem. The blade, I don't know what blade you call that. Is it a spear point? I guess it is. And the blade steel is, look at that, M390MK. What's the, I don't know. Blade length 3 11/16. Handle is 4 15/16. Full serrated, and gosh, is that bitey. Rock solid lockup, smooth ball bearing action, perfect centering. Well, no, I'm calling it very close. Favors the right slightly. Super slightly. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $325 web retail. This one, $250, like it is, no need to sharpen. That is the RAM-LOK stitch from Microtech. Next, a very sweet Chris Reeve knife. This is in a warranty box because it's been back to the mothership, okay? So it comes with a warranty box and a reissued birth card. So it was made in 2011, reissued card September of 23. It's a small Sebenza 21 lefty, old hardness spec S35 because it was made in 2011, titanium handle, and it's had a full mothership spa. Yes, look at the polish on the hardware. Look at the blast. Yes, and it's a lefty. A little bit of a broad bevel. Nice factory sharpening job, though, if there is such a thing from Chris Reeve. Anywho. And no blue stud. Got the bright stud. Look at that. They did nice work. Centering is dead, of course. The action is free. There's your lock engagement. Dead rock solid. Yeah. 2 15/16 blade, 3 15/16 handle. You know the drill. It is a lefty. So we'll call it near mint in box. Your price, $295 like it is. $320 with an Apostle P edge. How about that? Next up. Lefty alert again on a Chris Reeve knife. It's a large Sebenza 31. Plain handle, but ladder Damascus blade. How about that? You get a slip. Doesn't look like the knife's ever been in it. What else do you get? You get a birth card. Let's see what it says. It's got Chad Nichols stainless steel Damascus, titanium handle, blah, blah, blah. Left-handed. Here we go. And this knife is basically brand new. Looks like they just changed the media in their blaster. That is some serious specklage going on. Lanyard, blue hardware. Look at that. Virtually zero wear on the thumb stud. Now this is, it doesn't free drop. It's kind of like factory stiff. And there is your Chad Nichols ladder Damascus. Yeah. 3 9/16 blade, 4 3/4 handle. Reeve integral lock. There's your lockup. Now this is a 31, so it'll have the ceramic ball lock interface. How's the centering? Well, it's going to be very difficult to see. Perfect. Out of stock. New, right? But when they were available, they were $650 at last pricing. Your price for this one, $550 like it is. $585 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge, and I will spy it for that. I included that because the action's just not quite as free as I like it. If you don't want me to get inside it, make it $575 sharpen, okay? Next up, got one from LT Wright. Comes in his box. The knife inside is the Bushcrafter HC in 1075 steel, high saber grind, rustic brown micarta, matte finished. Comes in that beautiful sheath. You can go high, you can go low. You got a fire steel loop. This is sort of the budget offering from LT Wright. Forced patina on the 1075, designed by Tim Stetzer. Just aluminum pins and lanyard tube. Just 80 thousandths stock. It's basically an LT Wright Kephart, right? Blade length is 4 1/16, handle 4 7/16. It is like new in the box. These are only $105 brand new. This one, like new in box, $85 like it is. $110 with an Apostle P edge. That's the LT Wright Bushcrafter HC. Next up, we have one from ML Knives. Let's get the card out and take a look. This is the Clip Point Large Game and Camp Knife, filework spine, Caribbean rosewood scales, made October of 20. 1095 steel. Beautifully made and finished leather sheath. And here's the knife. Look at that little stud. 4 5/8 blade. Looks like it looks like 5/32 stock that's thinner where they've forged the blade, right? There's your Caribbean rosewood. Little leather thong lanyard. Very nice in the hand. Filework spine works great as jimping. We will call this like new, no box, but with the sheath. Would have been $300 brand new from ML Knives. Let's do $250 on this one. No longer in stock, this model, by the way. So $250 like it is. $275 with my edge. $275 with my edge. Next up, we're going to end with a watch tonight from Citizen. And the model that we have by the hang tag that's still present is the BM6838-17L. You might call it a field watch, you might call it a pilot's watch. It's a pretty good looking piece, especially if you're old and your eyes don't work so good. This is an EcoDrive quartz running the module E111, 41.5 millimeters in diameter, 50 lug to lug, just 10.5 thick, and a 21 millimeter lug width. Running on a beautiful tan, genuine leather strap. I mean, it's really a pretty doggone nice strap. 2 keepers, nice signed pin buckle. The crown is unsigned, kind of a, I don't know, what do you call that style crown? Good looking. Case is fully brushed. I guess there's a tiny little polished swipe on the corner that runs the length of the case. Screw down case back, non-screw down crown. Date at 3. Mineral glass. The loom is pretty lame, I gotta say. But man, look at the legibility. Very nice. We'll call it near mint in box. Just very, very slight signs of use. These are currently on sale at Joma Shop for $120. You can buy this one for $80 shipped priority mail. That's the Citizen BM 6838-17L field or pilot watch. And we're going to end on that one. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. I'll talk to you soon. Now go get some deals.